Dylan Lynch, the lefty sophomore boomer for Fresno State, gets us started. And a return. McCray to about the 16-yard line. Kent State, led by Mike Alimo, running the show. Purdue transfer, didn't join the program, Dante, until late summer after finishing up academics in West Lafayette. Quick learning curve for the redshirt junior from New Jersey. Offensive coordinator Matt Johnson saw his name pop up in the portal, figured to be transferring to a Power 5 program. Interested in Kent State from the beginning. He is a pass-first QB.
He is, and they're going to try to open this game up and get him comfortable. Some quick throws on the outside. Check the temperature of this Fresno State defense and how they're playing to run.
Williams, first carry, breaks a tackle. And Xavier Williams, there is a flag down on the first play.
On the play. I think he pulled him down.
There is no foul in the play. Second down.
Nolan Dumas from Thibodaux, Louisiana, is our referee tonight, a Mountain West crew.
Williams did a great job of breaking contain there. You see the speed that these backs for the Golden Flashes have. Coach Tedford can't like what he's seeing early from his defense. They have to keep contained.
And a 2 from Williams. Out all last season with a torn ACL. Alimo for the first time will throw. Nearly picked. And incomplete. It was a huge story last week with interceptions from Carlton Johnson, who had 3 in one game, as we check the coast-to-coast starting lineups brought to us by T-Mobile.
And a big play with receiver Trell Harris on the outside. He's gotten behind defensive backs multiple times this year. Just haven't had the connection with Alamo. They want to get that going tonight.
Off the incompletion, coverage from A.Z. Hamilton. 5 picks last week for the Fresno State defense. Hamilton had one of those. Alimo on third down. Williams delay handoff, nothing doing. And punt time for the visitors from Kent, Ohio. Loss of 3. And Isaiah Johnson, the tackle up front. Senior from Modesto, California.
And that's a really good job of winning early. Inside swim move, crushing the pocket. 3 and out for the Fresno State Bulldogs to start this game.
Look who's back to return the punt, Erik Brooks. Josh Smith, the punt there for Kent State. And Brooks makes sure no one touches that in a red uniform. And it'll check up at the 45-yard line. Mikey Keene, redshirt sophomore quarterback. As we check the coast-to-coast starting lineups brought to us by T-Mobile. Chandler, Arizona, outside Phoenix. UCF transfer, taking over for Jake Haener, is now in the NFL with the Saints. He's been outstanding, thrown for nearly 300 yards a game, 8 touchdown passes, only 2 picks. Career games against Purdue and Arizona State. He said this week he wants to get 1% better each day. That's a high percentage of improvement. He wanted to come to Fresno State to get developed by QB guru Jeff Tedford, the head coach. Passing on first down. Trey Watson, the tight end, has got it, but he's dropped. Great pursuit defense for Kent State. T-Mobile starting lineups here.
And for this Bulldog offense, they want to throw the ball, but it all's going to start with Elijah Gilliam, 249-yard rushing, 5'10", 215 pounds, can get outside with the speed and can finish with power.
Gilliam in motion. Keene in trouble. They'll heat him up. Mikey Keene on the move, runs for his life, throws it out of bounds. And it's incomplete, closest to it. Jalen Moss, T-Mobile lineups here for Kent State on defense.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot about Erik Brooks and his ability to get behind the defense. And DJ Miller is going to be tasked tonight with following around Brooks and making sure that he neutralizes the explosive plays from this Fresno State offense.
Brooks in the slot to the right of Mikey Keene. On third down, pressure coming in from Kent State. And they forced that pass way out of bounds, intended for Jalen Moss. Kent State's defense effective.
Hey, we have a flag.
Series here, there is a flag down.
Offside, number 17, defense in the neutral zone at the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
Matthias Stretch Carroll, junior from Baltimore. gives another shot here for Fresno State on this drive.
Yeah, and Mikey Keene is doing a really good job of utilizing the hard count. And Carroll just has to stay in there, watch the ball. You're not really supposed to be listening to the quarterback's cadence. You really want to be locked in on that football so that it doesn't happen.
Jaelen Gill in motion on third down here for Keene. Delana comes back, makes the grab. Mac Delana with a flag down right along the sideline out of the 28. Gain of 21 if it stands for Fresno State in a first down, but the Bulldog players are backing up here. And back-to-back penalties. Motion here against Fresno State. They'll redo third down.
And that's something that Jeff Tedford doesn't want to see. He spoke to us about the pre-snap movement and motions. Delana does catch that ball there, but it's coming back because of the flag. Coach Tedford doesn't want those pre-snap penalties from his offense.
Brooks, the superstar, to the right of his quarterback here. Mikey Keene, transfer from UCF with 2 years left of eligibility. Passes sideline, clicks. Moss has got it. Coaches told us yesterday he had the best camp of any young receiver, and the light came on when he started dedicating himself to watching film, and in meetings, he's become a big factor.
And offensive coordinator Pat McCann told us if he would have told you during camp that he would be depending on Moss so much, he would have thought you were crazy. But they're coming up with the big catch on the sideline.
Keene for Brooks, who's open. He's got it. Touchdown, Fresno State. Erik Brooks is something else. What a play.
We told you that it would be early. We told you that it would be often, and it didn't take long for Erik Brooks to get behind the defense. Great play action fake, great protection, and Mikey Keene putting the ball on the money to his #1 receiver, Erik Brooks. The Bulldogs on the board early here.
We'll see if Fresno State will stick with this formation or have Dylan Lynch kick the standard PAT. They're going to try for two here.
Going.
Direct snap and in. Logan Fife, backup quarterback, right to him and in for two. And what a start for the home team here. 8-0 Fresno State. You often see the wide stretch formation, then transition into a regular PAT. Not that time, Dante.
They did a box count. Fife.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By My Plan from Verizon. The plan for fans. And by Geico. For all your insurance needs, it's easy to Geico.
Pretty sweet for Fresno State on the blue turf on the road at Boise State to win the Mountain West Championship a year ago. Beat them by 12. Fresno State started 1-4 last year and won the next 6. Impressive.
We have another flag down. Very sloppy start to this game.
12-game win streak. Entering play tonight. Georgia's about to win its 21st in a row. They're taking on UAB up big late. Let's check out the flag. Checking my math. 9 in a row after the 1-4 start. And then 3 straight this year. It's 12 in a row, bottom line, for Fresno State entering play here tonight.
And all in all, head coach Jeff Tedford was trying to talk it down to us, saying like, hey, a lot of these players have only been a part of 3 wins, but the opponent, the opposition, isn't looking at it like that. They're looking at you as a hot team, 12 consecutive wins, and they want to knock you off that pedestal. So they came out ultra focused tonight.
Milano threw for 172 yards against
Another
Central
penalty.
Connecticut State last week. False start, and Kent State's really hurting itself with penalties here tonight. That'll back them up 5 before they even get the first snap of this drive underway. Kenny Burns knows that Fresno State has scored on its opening drive in 3 straight games. An impressive road wins already at Purdue and at Arizona State. Power 5 victories sandwiched around a win over Eastern Washington in double overtime in this stadium. Here's Williams, carries on first down, tries to make up some of the real estate from the penalty. Bailey has the tackle. To the studio.
Dave, Ohio State down 14-10, 3 seconds left. They give it to Chip Trainum for the touchdown. It's a walk-off winner, Ohio State in South Bend, 17-14 final.
Big day, big night of college football. Thanks here at Fresno, California. The Bulldogs trying for a 13th straight win, taking on Kent State of the MAC. Early touchdown pass. Keene to Brooks. The Fife 2-point conversion run. Give the home team an 8-0 lead. On the play fake. Looks for McCray, but it's overthrown from Alimo. They called Krishan McCray. Big play, McCray, as they look for him on the deep ball, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long here, Dante.
Krishan McCray is the fastest guy on this Kent State Goldie Flash offense. And it's been multiple occasions that he and Trail Harris have gotten behind the secondary this year. Just a lack of accuracy from the quarterback position. That'll continue to be there all night. They're going to have a chance. They're going to have to connect on some of those explosive plays.
Alimo from New Jersey played 4 games at Purdue in the Big Ten. Had 1 touchdown pass. First time true starting quarterback. Williams on the delay handoff. Johnson a piece of him, but eventually the tackle made by Kamari Moongay Bailey. It's a gain of 5. Moongay Bailey had 2 forced turnovers last week at Arizona State. He is from England, was on the Great Britain national basketball team, played 1 year of high school football in Utah, coming from overseas. A remarkable story for Fresno State. Josh Smith. Quick punt formation. Brooks back to receive that. Not a good kick. And eventually, at about the 37, short field here, Fresno State. Not good news. Kent State and Kenny Burns in his first year as head coach. All-time 3-0 as an assistant coach against Fresno State, but he'll have his hands full here tonight. Fourth touchdown catch of the year for the spectacular Erik Brooks, team captain, former walk-on for Fresno State, off to a great start. Tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern. Get caught up on all the latest NFL play with highlights, insights, and predictions. All before Week 3 kickoff. Don't miss that other pregame show here on CBS Sports Network. Was a holding call, Dante, on Jake Tarwater. Was pressuring the punter there for Kent State and Josh Smith. Almost blocked it.
And a lot of times they tell you if you can't go around him to really just knock him back into his own punter. He did a really good job of being physical there at the point of attack. A lot of times those special teams plays can be the difference in a lot of games, and the Bulldogs have very favorable field position.
So behind that play, minus 10 yards on that punt. Here's Brooks again. He's got the catch and space. Him and over. Erik Brooks is something else. Alex Branch, strong safety, got a piece of him. Fresno State's going to go fast here with their quarterback, Mikey Keene, gain of 15.
Mikey Keene has multiple options there. He can hand the ball off or get the ball to Brooks underneath. End up doing the rest on his own. Yards after catch and picking up the first down.
New QB in the game. Pass, open. Touchdown. Elijah Gilliam. The direct snap to Jaelen Gill. And the option QB pass. Gilliam scores 32 yards.
Bad eyes will kill you every time. Great job of tucking the ball as if he was going to run it, pulling it out at the last moment and throwing it up to Elijah Gilliam. They're really in their bag of tricks here early.
Offensive coordinator Pat McCann dials that one up, and it works to perfection. Lynchian, there's the PAT. for Fresno State. And what a start here for the home team, trying to remain undefeated. 15-0 on the Gill to Gilliam connection. Sweet for Fresno State. Jaelen Gill, the Ohio State and Boston College transfer. Direct snap a moment ago. Trickeration, Dante. And the running back, Gilliam, gets the receiving touchdown.
Yeah, and this is a cardinal sin for any half safety. You have the corner here in the flat. You have Shepard, the safety back there, who's responsible for the deep half of the field. Your secondary run support, you don't engage until the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. When you have bad eyes, you're standing at the quarterback, you're going to give up touchdowns.
What a combo, what a start. Two-play, 47-yard touchdown drive. 23 whole seconds for the Bulldogs. And they're off to an amazing start here tonight. Lynch kicks off. McCray watches that, sail over his head for a touchback. And Kent State partners got to take a breath here. Okay, whoa, we just got punched in the mouth. Let's get up and try to establish ourselves on offense.
And what did head coach Kenny Burns talk to us about all week? He talked to us about responding, right? After losing games, respond with a win last week. After bad plays, respond. They just need to settle down. It doesn't feel like they've given themselves a chance with so many pre-snap penalties. They need to run the football, stay away from the penalties, and connect on some of those deep balls. I would like to see them go to some of the RPO game. That's a huge, integral part of their offense that we've yet to see tonight.
Feature back we talked about on top of the broadcast, Gavin Garcia. Alimo play fake. Here comes pressure again. Purdue transfer on the move, and he's escorted out of bounds. Bray Mendoza, sophomore, El Monte, California. Make sure he gets to the paint. Go back to the T-Mobile starting lineup here at Fresno State's defense.
Carlton Johnson had the game of his life last week. 3 interceptions, picked off all 3 Arizona State quarterbacks. And they're going to be leaning on him tonight to get his hands on the football again.
For obvious reasons, Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week, National Defensive Player of the Week, and many categories as well. Carlton Johnson, 3rd stop player for Fresno State. Whistles again. Kent State's having trouble getting out of its own way right now. Let's check out the marker here. A lot of early penalties against the Golden Flashes.
Number 68, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Center Nick Bryant, sophomore, Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania. 4 penalties, 24 early yards against Kent State. Johnson, amazing last week.
Great job in cover 2, hinging, attacking the ball at his highest point. This one here, tipping it to itself, very impressive, athletic. And then that one there, he knew the blitz was coming. He got inside leverage, plucked it again with his hands. 3 interceptions.
Tied a Mountain West single game record, Fresno State single game record. Norris shows pressure off the edge. Alimo elusive this time. Lavelle Bailey makes sure he stays down. Didn't even get to the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and trouble here again for Kent State. A very tough start to the ball game tonight.
But I'm okay with that, and the protection was okay. If it's not there, take off, get what you can with your legs. Don't force it into coverage. Here, they're going to need good protection because like the Bulldogs are gearing up to bring some pressure from that left side of the defense. Got one-on-one down here at the bottom.
Valley Children's Stadium rocking here. 3rd down, play fake, pressure. The deep ball.
Yeah, one-on-one, and he went and got it, baby.
And brought in. Great catch along the sideline for Jameel Gardner, sophomore from Detroit. Coverage from Lockridge, the Hawaii transfer. And Alimo and company convert, gain of 40.
It's a great job of over-the-catch shoulder, concentration, through the catch. The big play that this Golden Flash offense really needed.
Cass Tech alum, 2nd catch of the year. End around play. Possible option, a run instead. Jack Colson on the carry. And Kent State and coordinator Matt Johnson get creative. A good pickup, 1st down Kent State. First touch of the year for Colson.
They're sort of saying anything you can do, I can do better. This is the trick zone. They call it the shot zone. He had the option to throw that ball deep, but since the defensive backs stayed in position, he took off and ran with it, picking up the first down. This Kent State Golden Flash offense is driving right now. They love to come away with some points on this drive.
Gain of 15. First down inside the 25. Garcia's carry somehow stays on his feet. Johnson a piece of his leg, and an amazing walk-to there for Gavin Garcia, sophomore from Catawissa, Pennsylvania, not far from Scranton. He told us this week about 90 kids graduated in his high school senior class, won 4 state championships in high school. Really gutsy player.
Awesome balance and second effort, and he talked about being a high school wrestler. He never played with power. Not the biggest guy, 5'8", 188, but once he gets his shoulders squared north and south, he can deliver a blow.
Getting coached up by Kenny Burns, former running back who we talked about in Indiana. Just a few former running backs are FBS head coaches. Burns one of those. Year 1 at Kent State. Delay handoff for Williams, makes a cut, drives forward, and gets to about the 18-yard line. Xavier Williams, grad student, Forestville, Maryland. He tore his ACL in the MAC title game. And former head coach Sean Lewis in 2021 missed all of last season. Kent State glad to have him back with coordinator Matt Johnson.
Kind of like what I'm seeing from this Golden Flash offense. They're responding, putting themselves in third and medium here. Look for some type of play action RPO option over the middle. We have yet to call Krishan McCray's name. They love his quickness down here in the red zone.
Williams, room. Williams first down, then some. Xavier Williams thinking touchdown. He's in. Touchdown, Kent State. And a response for the visitors from Northeast Ohio.
Xavier Williams with the vision, the power, and the ability to pull away from the defense there. The vision in the secondary. These Kent State Golden Flashes responded in a major way.
18-yard touchdown run. Xavier Williams, PAT kicked off and tacked on there by Andrew Glass, the junior from Wheeling, West Virginia. We got a new ball game here in Fresno, California.
Head coach Kenny Burns wanted his Golden Flash team to respond, and respond they did.
Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern. We're back in the gridiron for a Conference USA rivalry game. Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky. Big-time rivals go head-to-head right here on CBS Sports Network. We know the Toppers can score some points, led by quarterback Austin Reed. Huge numbers already. Look at that TD to interception ratio for the Hilltopper QB. Can't wait for that one. Response for Kent State. Xavier Williams for his brand new head coach, Kenny Burns. First-year head coach, longtime assistant for P.J. Fleck at Minnesota, Craig Bull at North Dakota State, and at Wyoming. He told us this week, look, at North Dakota State, we won 7 straight games against FBS teams. I'm used to going into difficult environments like this and winning games.
Absolutely, and even at walkthrough, the players had high spirits, were running around, they felt like they could win.
Gill from Risco. Jaelen Gill's got a touchdown pass already, and he motors out to about the 29. That's where Fresno State takes over 1st and 10. Jeff Tedford, second stint here. Look at the quick scoring for the offensive guru. He told us yesterday he's eased off a bit in terms of all the roles he used to have when he was the head coach at Cal. He was the quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, and the head coach was involved in everything. Now he's delegating more.
Absolutely, and he's delegating more to offensive coordinator Pat McCann. He doesn't want too many voices in Mikey Keene's ear. Still a young quarterback, but when he does have something to say to his quarterback, he's all ears.
Malik Sherrod featured back next to Keene this time, carries on 1st down, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Malik Sherrod. There's Pat McCann, the offensive coordinator. Their 4th offensive coordinator since 2017.
Wrestled down by Kent State defensive tackle Stephen Daly. Flashes show some pressure here on second down.
Internal blitz. Keene has to get the ball out quickly.
Keene 14 for 14 to begin the game. Last week at Arizona State, 17 of 18. Passing against the Sun Devils. Another one here. Catch made, Jalen Moss. First career catch was a touchdown against Purdue in week 1. And 5 grabs in that score, West Lafayette. Gain of 11, chains move. Stopped by Capone Blue.
Throwing the ball in rhythm is highly underrated. Blue slips there. Have to keep your feet up underneath you. He's 6'3". His frame is wider. He has to be tighter with his breaks. But Keene does a good job of getting the ball there before the receiver comes out of his break, picking up the first down.
Moss, a top 5 signee in the Mountain West last year. Freeman, the motion man this time. The misdirection play comes the other way. Sherrod chews up real estate. A big pickup for Fresno State. Sherrod out last week with an injury, back big time this week.
428 rushing yards last year and 2 touchdowns, and you see the speed. They say Sherrod can do everything. He can line in wide receiver, halfback. He's a returner. And there you saw his explosiveness on full display.
Looks healthy out, doesn't he?
Looks amazing.
A last-second scratch at ASU last week with a leg injury. 25-yard game. The lane of the man in motion on first down. The lane of the target. Gathers. Makes his move. 30, 25 still on his feet. Magdalena's still going. All the way down to the 16. Another Fresno State first down. The yak, yard after catch for Magdalena. Impressive, the senior from here in Fresno. Delana stays busy, has the catch, has the move, drives toward the pylon, is knocked out of bounds shy of the goal line. It's going to be first and goal here. Tonight's red zone being brought to you by Verizon. Gain of 13 and first and goal. Numbers there, the Verizon red zone.
The speed at which this Bulldog offense is moving with right now is incredible. It's hard for the Golden Flashes to keep up.
Hard for us to keep up. Gilliam, touchdown! Elijah Gilliam, just like that. Continues a big night. Fresno State is rolling on offense.
They keep consistent pressure on the defense. They spread you out vertically, laterally, and then they pound it in the middle with Elijah Gilliam. They scored so quickly on that drive. They were like lightning.
Kent State opened the year, partner, on the road in Orlando against UCF, lost 56-6. This looks like UCF running that fast-paced NASCAR offense that just diced Kent State to give the Knights a huge lead. Lynch the PAT, Gilliam and company looking great here.
Gilliam running it in, wasn't touched.
Wow. Georgia game has gone final. They beat UAB 49-21, so they've won 21 in a row. Elijah Gilliam and Fresno State trying to win their 13th straight, which would be number 2 behind the 2-time defending champion Bulldogs of the SEC. What a start on offense for Gilliam. A touchdown catch, a TD run. You saw the drive a moment ago. Lynch kicks off again. McCray snowed under, overwhelmed and driven out of bounds outside the 15. No chance for big play. McCray to get loose that time against the kick coverage unit of Fresno State. All right, so great last drive, Dante, for Kent State. How do they replicate here?
Well, first off, you can't get any penalties on first and second down. You can't put your offense behind the sticks. Continue to protect up front. First and second down runs, but you want to catch this Bulldog defense in single high coverage and continue to throw the ball outside. McCray and Trell Harris can get behind these defensive backs. Just place the ball in their hands with some accuracy.
Trell Harris, 11 in the white jersey, really good player. McCray's got the catch. Cam Lockridge, transfer from Hawaii, has 9 career picks, 4th most among any player active in the FBS, has the tackle. Alimo growing in leadership, and Matt Johnson, Kenny Burns this week, Dante told us he's not the most vocal guy, had to grow into the role. It's not easy when you're not used to being the #1 quarterback.
Especially when you are an addition to a team late.
Didn't come till the end of the summer. Just basically had all fall camp. Delay handoff. Williams got the touchdown run. Churns the legs ahead. It's enough for a Kent State first down. Gets to the 31-yard line. Critical chain mover for the Golden Flashes here. The clock. There's Matt Johnson, former great quarterback at Kent State. Some time in the NFL and the CFL. Holdover from the Sean Lewis staff. Williams stays busy. Breaks tackles again. Xavier Williams, good pickup. He's got 8 on the first down run as he trucks to the second level, eventually stopped by Carlton Johnson.
Xavier Williams is really feeling good tonight. And this Golden Flash offensive line is positional blocking at a high level. The second time we've seen Williams escape the edge of the defense and finish with a physical run.
Averaging 5.5 a carry, partner. Pretty impressive. Garcia into the game. Chugs forward. That spot looks good for a Kent State first down. The progress is to the 40. He's got enough. 2 more yards for Gavin Garcia. We had a great chat on the Zoom with him this week. His last 2 choices for school were Harvard and Kent State. And he said, look, I wanted to play in big-time atmospheres like Washington, like Oklahoma, like Georgia. And he did that last year and this year as well at Arkansas, at UCF, at Fresno State. Ivy League education is incredible, but he wanted to play big-time D1 football. 4.0 student, by the way. Really smart. Garcia, nothing doing this time. Graviel Lightfoot got there immediately and put him down for a loss of 1.
And I thought that was an opportunity to take a shot on the outside there. First down at the 40s in the shot zone. The Fresno State Bulldogs were loaded up in the box. Missed opportunity there for Matt Johnson in this Kent State Golden Flash offense.
Final ticks of the first eventful opening quarter from here at Valley Children's Stadium on the Fresno State campus. Play clock to 5. Limo. Shotgun as always. Delay handoff. Garcia makes a tackler miss again. Gavin Garcia trucks ahead into plus territory across midfield. It's enough for a Kent State first down to end the first quarter. Tackle by Debo Bridges. End of 1. Eventful 22-7 game. Fresno State with a win streak has a lead. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Local hero. Kent State. Kenny Burns interviewed for the job at Kent State. He pushed the idea of Kent grit, grow, respond, integrity together that lives now in science throughout the football facility. And it means a lot more, as we talked about on our Zoom with the coach, Dante, than just football. We'll get into that in a moment. Starting the second, Garcia had a 13-yard run to end the first. Good run to start the second quarter, gets belted. On the play there by Cam Lockridge, the corner for Fresno State. New mantra in Kent, Ohio.
Yeah, new mantra. And it looked like they're truly devoted to their mantra tonight. Jeff Tedford told us that he was concerned with Garcia's speed. We see him consistently get to the edge of the defense.
Picks up 9, picks up the first down, the 2nd and 1 carry. And the change move again here for Kent State. A little more about that grit theme at Kent State means so much to what Kent State is doing. Grow, respond, integrity together. Talking to us about how his players should wear collared shirts, be in the front 2 rows of all their classes, engage their professors, and try to get better every day with their weight room work, with their academics. There's a theme in Northeast Ohio. Catch, first touch, Trell Harris has got the grab, spins away from trouble. Chains move again here. First down reception for Kent State on the move. A good drive.
And the Golden State, and I mean, the Golden Flashes are moving the ball methodically down the field. When you have success running the ball, you can go to the RPO game, and that's what they did there, going to Trell Harris, picking up the first down on this drive.
Garcia running away from tacklers eventually is stopped by Stephen Comstock. the senior from Glendora, California, and a good team leader as a safety for Fresno State, but the run game effective for the Golden Flashes here.
Yes, and their offensive line is consistently getting up the field, getting blocks from the second level. Garcia and Williams running physical. Kenny Burns couldn't ask for more from his offense right now. Once they settled down, got away from the penalties, they found out that they can run the ball on this defense.
Have they ever? On second down, Xavier Williams breaks a tackle. Williams thinks about a second touchdown. He's in. Touchdown, Kent State. There is a flag down. This could come back for the Golden Flashes. Let's check the marker.
Personal foul, face mask, number 85, offense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Tight end Justin Holmes guilty, party a killer penalty against Kent State.
Crucial penalty. Justin Holmes, former high school quarterback, and you see Kenny Burns there. He just knows that the momentum is in his offense's hands, and you see the lead block there. Holmes get underneath, and he did grab the face mask.
Good call.
So it's a great call. Good job on the Zebras being on top of that one.
Sophomore cuts down Pennsylvania. Great athlete for Kent State. Dante mentioned former high school quarterback, but tough TD erasing flag for the visitors here from Kent, Ohio. So second and long. Pass play. That's incomplete. Trying for Holmes. Well, Limo's delivery errant behind the big tight end. That sets up third down. It's got to be so demoralizing, Dante. You're on the road trying to win a tough game. That's a big underdog, and have that penalty, a wipe out of TD.
And that's been a theme for a majority of this first half, is offensive penalties. You're already in field goal range. If anything, you want to throw it on the outside and give one of your playmakers a chance to go up and make a 50-50 catch to either get in the end zone or pick up the first down.
The star wideouts, McCray and Harris to the right, bottom of your screen of Limo on third down. RPO going to run to the football, not fast. Clark, the former Kent State Golden Flash, playing against his former teammates, pushes him out of bounds. And we'll see Andrew Glass come on here to attempt a field goal of about 46.
And Dean Clark did a really good job of closing to the near hip of the quarterback. And you know that he had to be fired up to be playing against his former teammates. Really filled a huge void that this Bulldog defense needed in the offseason with the losses in the transfer portal in the secondary.
It'll be a new long for him if he can hit this from 46. Glass has got 3. That pleases his head coach. Big momentum shift for Kent State. The touchdown wiped out by the penalty, but Alimo and company. Here at Minnesota, Kenny Burns told us this week, he went to PJ Fleck, the head coach. He said, I want to be head coach one day. So, you know, the row the boat theme at Minnesota for PJ Fleck after great success at Western Michigan. Coach Fleck gave him some books to read, came up with a grit idea that he used in the interview for the Kent State job. One of those mantras, part of the theme, is relating well to players, being a player's coach, understanding, look, you make mistakes out there, we're going to build this thing up. Excited about the field goal despite that face mask penalty from his tight end, Justin Holmes, that wiped out the touchdown. That's how you coach, right, in today's college football.
And the best coaches that I've ever played for, they're great communicators. They're not yellers or screamers. And when you understand it, he was going as hard as he possibly can there. And sometimes you're going to have aggressive penalties. I just love that he's a player's coach and he understands his players.
Gill and Delana deep to receive the kick here. A good response for Kent State. Directional short kick. Stays in bounds. Jaelen Gill on a bounce. Got great speed. The cutback hemmed in and dropped. And about the 28. That's where Fresno State takes over here, 1st and 10 with quarterback Mikey Keene. Head-to-head with Fresno State. He told us in the practice yesterday, never lost to Fresno State. Wyoming for Craig Bowl. First year after coming from North Dakota State, a win here. So 2 wins here, 1 at Minnesota. But hey, right, it helps you in terms of your approach to a team when you never lost.
And it helps you motivate your players, but I tell you what, this Fresno team is for real.
Elijah Gilliam carries on first down. Got about 4 on a first down run. Gilliam, the team's leading rusher. At 86 yards, 2 touchdowns against Eastern Washington. A wild double overtime game here in Fresno in week 2 after their road win at Purdue. They're going to go to Tempe and shut out Arizona State. 29-zip. Quite a year for the Bulldogs. Second down here. Pass behind Brooks. And incomplete. Rushing the slant a bit. Good chance here for Kent State's defense.
And that was a great job by Khalid Johns, the linebacker underneath. That was man coverage across the board, and he was the free player. His job is to sit in the middle of all of those guys playing man, read the quarterback's eyes, and he nearly had an interception on that play.
Sets up 36 for Keene. Chandler, Arizona. Gilliam. The reception, Elijah Gilliam. First down and a whole lot more for Fresno State. Motors ahead to plus territory. Bumped out of bounds at the 45. Gain of 23. First down for Fresno State. This guy could do it all.
And it's a chess match out there. They were trying to force Mikey Keene to throw the ball early. All linebackers at the line of scrimmage. But then Johns he got himself in trouble from staying too long in the core of the defense. You can't sacrifice responsibility for disguise. Great call.
Here's first down. Here's Keene. Loads up. Deep ball. That's incomplete, looking for Jalen Moss. He got spun around. A redshirt freshman from Menlo Park, California. Can't catch up with that one. Great start offensively, Dante, for Fresno State.
Yeah, Erik Brooks getting behind the defense. Perfectly thrown pass. There, the quarterback run. And then the tricky read. Elijah Gilliam up the sideline for the touchdown. And then another time, Elijah Gilliam running it in. 2 touchdowns in the first half for Gilliam.
Logan Fife, 2-point conversion run as well. Ray Watson, type tight end to the left of Keene here. Gilliam carries on second down and runs into a wall of white jerseys. And maybe got to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Gilliam. 16-pound junior, Bishop Gorman, that tremendous high school program in Las Vegas. Nico Williams up front, junior from Akron. St. Vincent St. Mary's, alma mater of
LeBron James. LeBron James.
That's your territory too, Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio. Glenville High School.
All right. Teddy Ginn's program, right?
Yeah, Teddy Ginn. Teddy Ginn Jr., Teddy Ginn Sr., Marshawn Lattimore. Tons of NFL talent over there.
Here's third down. Keene. Pocket stays up. Catch made. On the move. Delana still going. Mac Delana gathers and goes. One of 3 brothers who has played or will play for Fresno State. For Jeff Tedford. Again at 33, first down.
Such a simple concept. We call this a tube concept, but the backside of the defense has to be aware. If they communicate it pre-snap, it's easy to cover, but if you don't, you give up a big play.
Keene looks for Moss. One-handed touchdown catch. What a play, Jalen Moss. Wow. Touchdown, Fresno State.
Somebody need to check his hand for some stick-up. See that left hand out there, yielding off the defender with the right. Jalen Moss with the incredible catch. And what about the dime from Mikey Keene? Jalen Moss was a top 5 signee in the Mountain West in 2022, and he is really stepping up tonight for this Bulldog offense.
Well, Pat McCann, offensive coordinator, as Lynch comes on for the PA team, told us the light went on in camp for him. Was early for meetings, was alert for meetings, and got it in practice with his reps. And has he ever blossomed into a great talent?
Great job of fitting the ball into a tight space and just to stick him on the hands for Moss. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
A ver cómo le va aquí a Vísperas. Dispara. Oh, interceptado, sí señor.
That was the final play against Eastern Washington in Spanish. Fresno State's game against EWU on September 9th featured an FBS First and television broadcast exclusively in Spanish. The game ended, as you saw, in dramatic fashion when the Bulldogs secured the win. Lavelle Bailey's pick in double overtime. That was Jesse Losada on the call, 6-time Emmy Award-winning play-by-play announcer. CBS Sports celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month. That was quite a finish. We've had quite a night of big plays here. Lynch kicks off. McCray watches that go to the end zone for a touchback. Fireworks in Fresno, Dante.
Yeah, lots of big plays, explosive plays. We knew that coming into this game, the Kent State Golden Flashes, they couldn't give up the explosive plays. Makes it very difficult to beat a really good team on the road. But Kenny Burns, he just wants to see these guys respond once again. You don't have to get it all in one play. They've had a lot of success on the ground. Expect them to stick to that game plan here, continue to run the ball, some RPOs, and continue to take shots on the outside.
Williams featured back. And a long snap. Williams does pick up some real estate. Got about 4, and Bailey and Clark pushing backwards. Now, part of Kenny Burns' theme, Kent State, he told us this week, we're going to start fast, accelerate in the middle, and finish strong. Offensively, with the run game, they started well. But defensively, they struggled. Fresno State's 4 drives have all resulted in touchdowns tonight.
Yes, bad eyes in the secondary, lack of communication, missed tackles. Continue to be a theme around here. He just wants them to do the simple things at an extraordinary high level.
Williams has run for 45 yards already. Averaging 5 a carry. Play fake from Alimo. Pass over the middle. McCray's got it. Big play, McCray. First down, Kent State. Out to the 46-yard line. Stopped by Cameron Braca for Fresno State.
Staying true to who they are. Just a slant in the middle of the field. Linebackers being pulled up with the run fake action, and then a very good ball, allowing McCray to catch it, tuck it away, and run with it. One tackle, he breaks one tackle there. He's probably dancing in the end zone, and coming into the game, we felt like that would be key, getting the ball to McCray for yards after the catch.
On first down, it's Williams off left tackle. As the pile ahead, he's got about 3 of the first down run. Kent State more than happy, though, to maintain possession. Yes, they're down 19, but the run game's been effective. Alimo directing a pretty good offensive rhythm to this point. And we joke with Kevin Coyle, the defensive coordinator of Fresno State, yesterday at our meeting. So we have 9 turnovers, 10. How do you get better than 8 as they had last week at Arizona State? Not so easy tonight.
Not so easy, but they have gotten off the field with some 3 and outs. Haven't come away with a turnover yet.
Garcia runs left. Some good wheels, not good enough. Cameron Braca, a junior from Clovis, California, Fresno City Community College alum, tracks him down. Good speed from the secondary. Gain of 5, third down here.
Continuing to attack the edge of the defense. The hesitation allowed Garcia to get to the edge, and here we have a 3rd and short. You can expect this Bulldog defense to go man coverage in the secondary, bring extra blitzers, and try to force Alamo to get rid of the ball quickly.
Wonder if it's 4-down territory, potentially, if they don't get it. On the road, 2 of 5 so far. Golden Flashes, 3rd down. Alimo, quick delivery, incomplete. Looks for McCray. Broken up Johnson, who was so great last week with 3 picks against Arizona State. Perfect timing on the PBU. Sets up 4th down. Let's see what Kenny Burns has in mind.
Great anticipation from Johnson. Great timing on the break. Only needed 3 yards for the first down, so no need to back up. Great play and drive. They're giving that same look on defense. Charleston Johnson, one-on-one at the top. Think they might go at him again.
Kent State 2 of 5, 4th downs this year. Alimo throws on the slant. McCray's got it. gathers at the 41. First down, Kent State. Clutch conversion for the visitors from the back.
And that wasn't an easy throw. That was pretty tight coverage. Good job of coming over the middle, hauling it in. Looked like it almost came out there at the end, but he was able to get his hands up underneath. Another first down for the Golden Flashes.
Big conversion. Here's Garcia from that tiny town in Pennsylvania. Gains about 1. His dad was an all-state wrestler, so was he. And realized football was his love. Injured Johnny Hudson, defensive tackle, a senior from Atlanta for Fresno State. Timeout at Valley Children's Stadium. Johnny Hudson, senior from Atlanta, 16 games, 15 starts in his career. Has first career sack for Fresno State in week 2 against Eastern Washington, attended to by Bulldog trainers here. Check out the injury, Dante.
And Johnny Hudson Jr. made the initial hit. You see it afterwards, flexing that shoulder, grabbed it. He was able to walk off on his own power, able to rotate it. Hopefully, he can return to this game.
2nd and 9 here for Kent State. Trying to respond. Williams has a touchdown run tonight. Garcia. 4 state championships, that small program we told you about in Pennsylvania near Scranton. Picks up 4 there to the 36, stopped by Dupree Mendoza. He had 130 career touchdown runs in high school. It's the 2nd most ever in Pennsylvania high school history. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive, especially when you look at his size. 5'8", 188 pounds, and that's current day. So before, it was a lot lighter than that. But even still, the Golden Flash offense leaning on Garcia and Williams. Another 3rd and medium.
3rd and 5. Garcia rumbles ahead. First down and then some. Kevin Garcia trucks forward. There is a flag down. Let's check that out. He got to the 22. Big call here. Gain of 14 if it stands. Kent State players are walking backwards.
They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot with these penalties.
Holding, number 73, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
That's Jimto Obidogwu, redshirt sophomore from Brandywine, Maryland.
You see the hold there. It's obvious as day. And they're going to continue to call that positional blocking. It's something that we knew this Kent State offensive line was going to have issues with tonight. This is very active Bulldog defensive line. They're going to come with a 3-man rush here and drop 8 into coverage.
So wipe out the first down run from Garcia. 6 penalties, 49 yards tonight for Kent State. Another crusher. 3rd down, late handoff. Williams jets through traffic, 2nd level, and wrestles forward. And a good pickup and not enough for the first down. Hard running, 9 more. Stopped by Phoenix Jackson, a linebacker for Fresno State.
I like the play call there. Only 3 defensive linemen in the game. 5 on 3. Knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th down, another 4th and medium.
I like it. I like it, partner. Kenny Burns, you're on the road. You should do this short field, right? We got to play to win the game as a first-year head coach. I mean, this would get the fan base excited.
Rashawn McCray in the slot.
4th down again. Trying for a 2nd conversion. Play fake. Pass. Not this time. Look for Trell Harris. Too tall for him. Alamo hit as he throws, and they'll turn over on downs.
It looked like he had an opportunity to fit that in there, and it looked like it could have been possibly tipped. Jeff Teffer has to love what his defense is doing. Getting off the field on 4th down. You'll see it there. The ball is tipped off the field for the Bulldogs.
Coming up, listening to the studio. Tell you more about the Verizon halftime report in a moment. Big day and night in college football, to say the least. Dante's Buckeyes survive a battle in South Bend. First down. Keene, deep ball. Moss comes back for it. Jalen Moss has got it. Another big connection. Keene to Moss. Explosive play for Fresno State. First down from the 19.
Mikey Keene is really feeling it tonight to Jalen Moss. Another explosive play, getting behind the secondary. And if he puts that ball there in the appropriate time, he probably scores on that one. He had to wait on it.
Gain of 47. On first down. Run play this time. Malik Sherrod carries. He's got maybe a yard and a half.
Great protection from this Bulldog offense. And you see it, Mikey Keene gave it all he had. Moss had to wait for it. If not, he's probably scoring. Jalen Moss has really stepped up tonight opposite Erik Brooks.
4 catches, 84 yards. The one-handed spectacular, electrifying touchdown catch from Moss tonight. Second down. Run play again for Sherrod. Breaks some tackles, keeps on churning, and gets to about the 11. He's just shy of a first down. And he just inside the 10 for a first down here, first and goal. Tyler Baylor, Maryland transfer, makes the stop defensively for Kent State. Gain of 7.
You're talking to Pat McCann. He said he likes Matt Delana down here because of his, not because of his size, but because of his quickness in the red zone. And Jalen Moss on the outside is a 50-50 guy.
The way to bottom of your screen. Might have been a broken play there for Keene. Spins. Has that pass to Sherrod, who gathers and does have enough for the first down. Heads up play for Sherrod to gather. And first and goal here for the home team.
And that was a big hit from Bryce Shepard, the Notre Dame college transfer. Sherrod catching the ball, running the ball in the middle of the defense. The awareness to avoid tackles and with spin moves. He's electric.
Junior from Oxnard, California. To the right of Keene, feature back. Sherrod carries, trying to finish off this drive, runs into trouble this time. Back down from behind. Defense for Khalil Sanders, the Purdue transfer. And a pick against Central Connecticut State. And that home win last week at Dick Stadium on the Kent State campus. Senior Elmhurst, Illinois, Khalil Sanders. A good one for Kent State. Empty backfield here.
Right, they come in with the inside blitz. Look for an inside route, replacing those blitzers.
5 receivers for Keene. Trouble. Gathered. What a catch for Moss in traffic. Flag flies at the end of the play.
We're going to have a face mask.
Jalen Moss has had himself a night. Another athletic play offensively here for Fresno State.
And offensive coordinator Pat McCann talked about the receiver opposite Erik Brooks. It's a weekly basis. Whoever performs better in practice, whoever's more prepared is going to be that receiver. And Moss has really stepped up tonight.
5 catches for 88 so far. First and goal. Nicholson, the guilty party there, star linebacker for Kent State. Verizon halftime report coming up. Guys in the studio, big day and night. I mean, huge games in college football. Colorado's bubble burst against Oregon. And what a game for Dante's alma mater, head-to-head with Notre Dame. Win 17-14 in South Bend. First and goal. Gilliam feature back. It's Keene. He's passing. Looking for Moss again. Flag flies. And a penalty coming here. It'll be DPI, defensive pass interference on star corner DJ Miller. Half the distance to goal again.
And I like him getting up there and press technique, being physical. But there at the end, you just have to avoid
Pass
collision.
interference, number 3, defense. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball be placed. Correction. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Big Darrell Rivas fan, he told us this week. He used to love Rivas matchup with Randy Moss, but even Darrell Rivas committed pass interference. Right?
Yeah, and it's very difficult nowadays to play defensive back. DJ Miller, the Iowa State transfer, is the best defensive back on this team.
Gilliam, end zone, touchdown, Elijah Gilliam. He has been lighting up the Golden Flashes. Another score for Gilliam.
And that's the hat trick for Gilliam. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving. Coming into this game, we knew that they would lean heavily on him in the run game. We just didn't know that he would have this big of an impact. He's having a career night here in the first half.
Lynch, the PAT. Well, Pat McCann, offensive coordinator, said a couple MAs for Gilliam last week against Arizona State. Missed assignments on pass protection, but you know what? When it's the wild Bulldog direct snap to you and you go into the end zone, that does pretty well for the coaching staff on film. Another touchdown for Fresno State. What a factor. That'll help in the film session, right?
Yes, that'll definitely help in the film session. And major shout out goes out to his offensive line. They're getting a good push off the line of scrimmage. They're firing off low, and they're making Gilliam's job extremely easy.
Penalties have really hurt Kent State tonight. Face mask call helped that drive, as did DJ Miller's defensive pass interference. 27 plays tonight against Kenny Burr's defense and 5 touchdowns for Fresno State. I mean, you talk about efficiency, Dante. Wow. That'll do it.
It averages out to maybe a touchdown every 5 plays. You have to do better than that if you're going to come on the road into Bulldog Stadium and beat a well-talented, a well-coached, and as talented a team as this Bulldog roster.
McRae ventures out and runs into trouble across the 25-yard line. Kickoff from Devin Lynch, who made 5 field goals last week at Arizona State in Tempe. Let's talk about your top 4 teams this year, Dante. What a day in college football. I mean, everybody in action.
You see Kenny Burns there having a talk with his safety, Alex Branch.
We'll break down those teams. We'll get to that. Kent State on offense. 29 seconds remaining in the half. Final moments. Garcia plugs forward, gets to about the 29 as the clock ticks away here.
And it looks like Kenny Burns is just going to take his group into the half and try to get them coached up on some adjustments here. But this Fresno State Bulldog team came out firing on all cylinders.
238 passing yards for Jeff Tedford's quarterback, Mikey Keene. Gilliam, fantastic. 36-10 to lead for the home team. After these commercial messages, stay tuned for the Verizon halftime report. Halfway home from Fresno, California, it's all Bulldogs tonight. Email parachute team into Valley Children's Stadium here in Fresno. Tradition. Looking good. Nice jump. Good landing. Welcome back. Dave and Dante with you here in Fresno, California. Fantastic offensive effort for the Bulldogs in half number 1. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, 308 total yards. They were rolling.
They were, and what stood out for me is 7 explosive plays of over 20 yards compared to Kent State's 1.
Check those highlights, Dante. Break it down for us.
Well, Erik Brooks got behind the defense early and got the party started. Then they went to a direct snap. Elijah Gilliam, 3 touchdowns in the first half, 2 on the ground. The Fresno State offense, 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. Great efficiency.
Checking the Chase first half stats, all Fresno State. The run game, I thought, Dante, for Kent State, impressive in the first half. They just had no answer defensively for the Bulldogs.
The run game for the Golden Flashes was phenomenal. for a quarter and a half, but the first and second down penalties won't allow you to stick to the run game, and being down 36-10, I don't know how many more rushes we're going to get from this Kent State offense.
Second half underway. Gill looks for room. You know he's got the wheels. Jaelen Gill tracked down outside the 25-yard line. Slice Shepard, free safety and special teams ace. That's the tackle on kick coverage. So Fresno State unstoppable in half number one. What made them so good offensively, Dante, in your mind?
Well, the explosive plays. They averaged 11.4 yards per play in that first half. But just the play calling. I thought that they caught this Golden Flash defense off guard, eyes in the backfield, and took advantage of it.
Keene threw for 238 first half yards, 2 touchdowns. Sherrod carries on first down, breaks a tackle, breaks another. Malik Sherrod, good pickup. Has a first down. That's scored out of bounds at about the 43. Finally by Capone Blue, the grad student from San Diego for Kent State.
Sherrod's attributes on full display. Able to break the tackles on the outside, but getting into the middle of the defense and having the vision to get back to the sideline. Incredible vision.
Gain of 16. Resume right where they left off in the first half here. First down again. Keene quickly. Sherrod belted. Capone Blue came up and laid the wood with a nice hit from his cornerback spot for Kent State.
It's a good job of just calming down, playing your area of the field, reading the quarterback's eyes, going low, but not only going low, wrapping on the tackle. Fundamentals win.
Blue had a career best 5 tackles in the season opener in Orlando against UCF. Player for the Golden Flashes. So Sherrod trucks through to the second level and then some. Another first down for Malik Sherrod. Missed last week, hurt at Arizona State, back with a vengeance this week to the 44-yard line.
He took a big hit from Khalid Johns right there, going back into the interior of the defense. But look at all that room that he has. So much room in those interior run gaps. They're featuring Sherrod here in the second half.
Keene, some pressure. Moss, the catch. Jalen Moss continues a big night. Tracked down by Caleb Johns. Just had a huge hit a moment ago. Was out against Central Connecticut State last week. It's a gain of 9, though. Second and short coming up here for the Bulldogs from the 35. First down. Sherrod successful again. And the only rushing touchdown of that Purdue season opening win at Ross Aid in West Lafayette. A definite statement maker for Jeff Tedford's team. Last minute touchdown catch, Brooks from Mikey Keene that day. And a shutout win at Arizona State last week, incredible. All sorts of records set with the 8 turnovers. Tonight's story's been offense, and a lot of it. First down again after the Sherrod run. Keene delivers. Gill receives. Jaelen Gill run out of bounds by Xavier Coakley. The James Madison transfer. It's another first down for Fresno State. Gain of 11.
They call that concept a switch release, come back to the outside. The defensive backs from the Golden Flashes aren't reacting to any of the outside throws. I would go to a more so of a cover 2. Cornerback sitting in the flat, safety over the top. If that's the way that they're going to play those type of concepts.
Kent State trying to avoid a 6th straight Fresno State drive, equaling a touchdown in this game. Pitch play. Elijah Gilliam navigates. The play stretched out, and not much doing this time for Fresno State. The Gilliam run maybe got to the line of scrimmage. Fresno State's leading rusher, junior from Vegas. He's figured things out with pass protection we talked about. John's good pursuit along with Stephen Daly along the boundary there for Kent State. Gilliam and Sherrod have been featured tonight. We haven't seen Devin Rivers or Jonathan Arsenault, who had 2 catches at Arizona State last week. Gilliam feature back for Keene. Pocket collapses. Gilliam, the outlet. Makes the grab. Johns has the tackle. Defensively for Kent State.
High level of awareness for Mikey Keene there.
Sorry, their partner. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. You see the numbers so far for Fresno State inside the 20. And that was a big factor Jeff Tedford told us about yesterday in our meeting with the head coach of Fresno State. We have got to cash in when we get there. No problem tonight. They've been outstanding on red zone touchdowns. All touchdowns so far. Third down. Keene tries to keep it going. Gill's got the catch. Run out of bounds. Short of a yard to gain. Needs the 10. Jaelen Gill the grab. It's a gain of 4. The defense there by the star corner. DJ Miller of Kent State on the stop.
Good job on the quick route and the accuracy getting the ball to Gill on the outside. That throw isn't as easy as it seems. You want that ball right there on the outside shoulder pad when Gill turns his head. Great throw from Keene, putting this offense in 4th and short.
Well, the Iowa State transfer from the Big 12. 4th down here. And Fresno State keeps the offense on the field. Tedford wants another touchdown. Going for it here on 4th down. Pass. Brooks. Caught. Brooks spun out of bounds. It is a 1st down. 1st and goal. Tackle from Alex Branch, the safety for Kent State. Gain of 9. 3rd catch of the night for Brooks.
It's very difficult to stop Brooks when he's stationary, but once he gets a head start running at you, he's almost virtually unstoppable. The Kent State defensive backs there, they have to quick switch that. The outside corner has to come off on Brooks. They have to switch the routes. No communication. 1st down, Bulldogs.
1st and goal again. Gilliam feature back, but Keene's going to throw it here. End zone. Looks there for Gill. It's broken up this time. And incomplete. Good coverage from Alex Branch, junior, Twinsburg, Ohio.
It's a lot of room to the sideline there. Great job of sliding underneath. Almost picking up the interception. They want, looks like he did.
His back is to the quarterback.
It looked like he
generally don't turn, right?
early.
That's PI generally. No call. 12th play this drive, though, for Fresno State. Keene has been outstanding, commanding the offense again tonight. Gilliam, play fake. Touchdown, Watson. Trey Watson brings it in. The play fake and the easy cash in TD for Watson. His 1st of the year. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns tonight for Fresno State.
And Pat McCann just gushed all over Trey Watson about how big, athletic, and physical he is. Wanted to come out and get him the ball early. It's probably the easiest touchdown he'll have in his career.
And Jeff Tedford, a former great quarterback himself here at Fresno State. Until the Carr brothers broke his record. PAT from Lynch, another touchdown for the home team.
That's 6 for 6 on drives that end in touchdowns for the Bulldogs. Yeah, look like they're ready to pull a hamstring.
Look at the work.
One name ketchup, one name mustard.
Spectacular. We got free cowboy hats, by the way. The student section did some cowboy hats. Look at the slow-mo on the worm. I thought you looked pretty good in your hat. That's incredible.
Rhino, you think you can do that?
No. But I bet you can. I saw you in the gym this morning, man. You look like you still play. Come on.
I probably can do it.
I know you can do it. Trey Watson sure do it. Touchdown catch, 1st TD grab of the year for the talented tight end of Fresno State, junior Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And another kick to the end zone for Dylan Lynch. And sophomore from Bakersfield, a strong left leg. Watson, really talented tight end. Good blocker, coaches tell us, potential pro prospect.
Yeah, 6'5", 245 pounds. Talk about him making every play that came his way this year except for one that they thought he should have made. But he's always in the vicinity. 50-50 balls are his forte, and he makes the tough catches look like routine.
Feature back Williams here on 1st down for Limo. Xavier Williams carries and runs into trouble immediately. Johnny Hudson, who was injured earlier tonight, is back and meets him behind the line of scrimmage. 1st half, effective for Kent State at times. The run game was pretty good. For the Golden Flashes, they did run for 123.
They did. They went for their bag of tricks. Able to pick up 4 first downs on that drive. And you'll see it there with Williams going inside, outside, exploding away from the defense for the touchdown.
Penalties really hurt Kent State. And the touchdown wiped out and a big third down conversion erased. Alilo throws. Harris grabs it. Charles Harris, effort. Outstanding there, really excellent, athletic wide receiver. Coaches just raving about him. Team best 11 catches entering play tonight. Sophomore from LaGrange, Illinois.
And Zillion Hamilton there on the coverage, and he's starting to get a lot closer on the outside. It's the 3rd time they've ran that comeback route off of the RPO action. Look for him to jump in front on the next opportunity.
Williams drilled. Needed about half a yard. That spot looks pretty good, though, for a Kent State first down. Right at the yard to gain for the 35. First down.
And that was Raymond Scott with the big hit. USC transfer in 2022. Spent 4 seasons at USC.
He couldn't play the first half, targeting second half last week at Arizona State. So Scott back with a vengeance and meets Williams with authority there. But first down for Limo on the offense. Scrambling for his life. The Purdue transfer. Trying to get rid of that out of bounds. And does that for Kent State to avoid a sack.
Really good job of pulling a twirly bird, inviting the defensive end in, rolling to his outside shoulder, but just nowhere to throw the football. This Bulldogs secondary is doing a really good job of the initial coverage, but then once the quarterback escapes the pocket, it's called plaster. Like plaster on the wall, you plaster and stick to the closest receiver in your area. Good job of sticking with those receivers.
Second down. Not much for Garcia. Maybe gets a yard. Morris Jr., really good nickel back. Had a forced fumble. Part of the 8 turnover effort last week at Arizona State. He was everywhere with a strip sack against ASU at Tempe. Sets another 3rd down.
And he became a critical part of the defense last year, starting 12 of 14 games. Vital down the stretch for this defense.
Got some players now. No doubt Fresno State has talent. 3rd down. Trying to put on display here. Garcia stumbles, has the catch. Lavelle Belly has him and spins him down at the 40. That's 5 yards short of the first down for Kent State. And Kenny Burns, no choice but to punt here for the Golden Flashes.
And that's a good job of communicating. Lavelle Belly in the outside corners communicating. We're going to push through the zone. They tried to run Garcia on a outside route, almost like a wheel route. Good job of tackling and getting off the field on 3rd down.
Fair catch indicated and made for by Brooks. So Fresno State has been perfect tonight. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns for Jeff Tedford. Can they make it 7 for 7? We'll find out from Fresno in a moment. Game against Toledo in 1972. How about that?
It must have been 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That was the last league title for Kent State, 1972. It's been a minute. Gerard the carry there a moment ago. But some legends, certainly part of the Kent State program. Flags are down before this play gets going here for Fresno State. Perfect offensively tonight.
And head coach Kenny Burns, he knew it would be a tall task to come in here and win tonight. But those type of penalties, he just won't accept.
The first down.
More penalty trouble for Kent State tonight. CJ West, guilty party sophomore, LaGrange Park, Illinois, jumps. Automatic first down for the Bulldogs. In the offense. Play fake. Connection. Erik Jr. has the catch. First time he's been targeted in the game tonight. Josh Baca out of Ottawa, Ontario. He's the tackle, one of the top Canadian high school prospects in his senior year.
And this is a time when you want to see a young quarterback come out, continue to operate with high efficiency. Communication is high. And I'll tell you what, Mikey Keene has been on fire all night.
21-26 to be exact. Pocket collapses, Keene on the move. Moves the pocket. There's Malik Sherrod. Gathers and has the catch in front of the Kent State bench. There's a pickup for Fresno State. Sherrod's been valuable running and catching the ball here tonight for the Bulldogs. Good weapon.
He has, and he's developing that chemistry with Keene on the run, outside the pocket. Sort of turns into playground football, catching it, turning upfield, north and south, and making it into a third and short situation.
22-27 for Keene, 288 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He has been awesome in this game tonight. First-year starter Sherrod trucks through traffic, has a first down. Again, the chains will move here for Fresno State as they continue this tremendous ball control offense. They've been explosive, Dante. They've controlled the clock because they control the line of scrimmage tonight.
They have, and they move the sticks. Sherrod, 170 pounds, but running for those tough 2 yards there. Very physical.
20 first downs for Jeff Tedford's team tonight. That'll do it. Gilliam feature back this time. Play fake. Keene hangs onto the rock. Delivers. Gill trying to bring that in. Gill lunging, nearly had another big pickup for Fresno State, inches away from yet another explosive play for the Bulldogs.
And right now they're just pitching and catching. Lots of time in the pocket for Keene, and that's one that he rarely misses. Gill trying to run under it, catch it with the one hand, just couldn't haul it in.
Missouri transfer Jaelen Williams. On coverage, time of possession, it's all Gilliam and company. Elijah Gilliam breaks a tackle, 1 away from breaking that for another touchdown. He's got 3 already in this game. It's again a 12, another Fresno State first down.
In a perfect world, with that run blitz to the strong side of the defense, Gilliam isn't supposed to get 10+ yards. When you're as special a back as he is, it makes it look routine and easy. For Kenny Burns and his Kent State Golden Flash team, you want to see these guys continue to play with fundamentals and not give up here in the second half.
Play fake again. Brooks has the grab on the slant. Erik Brooks, another touch, a target, another grab for the sure thing all Mountain West pick this year. It's again at 14. A former walk-on. And Kenny Burns told us this week on film he was going to be so hard to handle. The coaches rave about Brooks' film study, practice habits. They say he's a walking teach tape in terms of teammates and being a great role model.
And he's already a pro. He's a professional here on the collegiate level. Attacks practice every day, and that's why he's able to go out and translate it to the game.
On first down. This time to Josiah Freeman. Redshirt sophomore, Soledad, California. Coverage there for the corner, Capone Blue of Kent State.
Capone Blue is a very long corner, 6'3", 180 pounds. And he's come close all night. He almost had that one. You can see Kent State has a time of possession won. It's just the explosive plays from these Bulldogs. It's not allowing them to stay in this game.
Keene north of 300 passing yards. Gilliam leaps tacklers, motors ahead with some power inside the 25 to about the 23. Picks up 4 more Fresno State yards. Stopped by Khalil Saunders. Purdue transfer, senior, Elmhurst, Illinois. A big pick against Central Connecticut State at home. Home victory for Kent State last week. First in the Kenny Burns era, 38-10. 5-7 a year ago. Sean Lewis final year before he took off for Colorado to be Coach Prime's offensive coordinator. Delane in motion. Keene on third down. Delivers. Moss gathers. Jalen Moss, a move. Moss lost the football in the end zone. Recovered by Fresno State for a touchdown. Fresno State. Another score on the board for the home team. When it's your night, it's your night.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Jalen Moss in the middle of the defense, a cover 2 there, fighting for extra yards. That's a big no-no. You don't take the ball out of your bread basket and try to reach it over the goal line. Jaelen Gill with the headsy play, jumping on it for the touchdown for his second of the night.
Lynch the PAT. 7 for 7. Every drive, Dante's resulted in a Fresno State touchdown for Jeff Tedford. What a night for his Bulldogs here at home. Now, you shut him down, wouldn't you? Come on.
I don't know if I can cover him, but if he did catch that ball in front of me, I would be sure to put a big hit on him. But for real, Erik Hill has developed over the years from a returner, all-pro returner, to a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL currently.
So all the great numbers tonight. Fresno State's offense. Here's McCray, ventures out, and Lynch, the kicker, gets involved in the hit. Boy, it is all going Fresno State's way when your kickoff man, Dylan Lynch, comes in and hammers the return man, Krishan McCray of Kent State. Jeff Tedford was concerned about Kent State coming in. We had a meeting with the coach yesterday. Thought all 3 phases, it could be a challenge tonight.
He did, and especially on offense. He knew that they had great speed on the outside. The RPO game, when they executed well, could be deadly. But his defense came prepared, focused, and he put a stop to the running game early.
Williams, lay handoff from Mike Alimo, Purdue transfer, starting quarterback Kent State, picks up 1 on the first down play. Mo Norris, nickelback, has the stop. 2017 Mountain West Coach of the Year. And Norris is shaken up here for Fresno State. Tremendous record that Jeff Tedford has put together. Second stint after being away for 2 years due to health concerns. Maurice Norris, senior from here in Fresno, had a big forced fumble first half of that Arizona State win. 16 zip, eventually a 29-0 shutout win. Third leading tackle on the team entering play, shake-up a moment ago, and off under his own power. Fresno State trying for win number 13 in a row. Jeff Tedford lost against Boise State regular season, then ran the table last year, beat Washington State in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, and are about to go 4-0. Things hold up here tonight against Kent State for another win, looking for 13 straight. Very impressive. Williams has the catch, and the delivery from Alimo was hit as he threw that ball. But the coach said to us yesterday, you know what, win streaks, I don't even think about it. I'll bring it up to my team. First of all, most of the games are from last year's team, the 9 games to end the season. I'll look at the records and the rankings when the year's over. That was his message.
And I believe that if you ask majority of head coaches around the country, they would give you the same response. They talk about all being about the next play, all being about the next game. And if you get too caught up in that, it can be a distraction for your football team.
Third down, end of the third. Look out! Williams is overwhelmed. Devo Bridges comes in and hammers Xavier Williams right away.
Devo Bridges, preseason all Mountain West, very versatile defensive end, defensive tackle, crashing down. Nobody blocked him. And as a running back, you don't want to see that. You don't want Devo Bridges running at you unimpeded.
End of the third, 50-10. Fresno State 15 minutes away from a 13th straight win. You're watching college football at CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper. Turning out the lights, Fresno State lighting up. Any more lighting cliches I can think of?
It's one of my favorite songs from Teddy Pendergrass. Turn out the lights and light a candle.
Ready for the fourth here from Fresno, California. And the home team has been spectacular. 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. The defense pretty good too, coming off the shutout of Arizona State last week. Punt time, beginning the fourth for Kent State. And Josh Smith, Erik Brooks deep to receive. And grabs that shy of midfield. Fresno State will try for an 8th score on 8 drives in the game. Interested to see how long he sticks with Mikey Keene.
I feel like they're going to have their backup come in now.
Question answered then. All right, Logan Fife will come in. 4 starts last year, 2-2. Had an option look in the first half at Arizona State last week and ran for a few yards. Better running quarterback than Keene. Good experience. Junior from Tracy, California. Takes over for the offense here. Rivers has his first touch of the night. Devin Rivers, son of Ron and brother of Ronnie, both spectacular players at Fresno State. Ronnie, one of the all-time great running backs. Now in the NFL with the Rams. A look at Logan Fife.
Logan Fife, 892 yards last year, 6 interceptions and 2 touchdowns in replacement for Jake Hayner.
3-star high school recruit, dual threat. And the coaches, Pat McCann told us he really competed well for the job with Keene, who won it at camp. Gill has a catch. Fumble recovery for a touchdown the last time they had the ball. A stiff arm too with some aggressive running for Jaelen Gill. Quite a night for Pat McCann, the offense, the coordinator, up here in the press box with us. Geico difference makers. Mikey Keene has been awesome tonight, Dante.
He has. He's been very efficient on these 7 incompletions, 325 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And to think that he's not even going to play the entire 4th quarter. And in the backfield, Elijah Gilliam, 1 touchdown receiving, 2 on the ground. Not as many yards as you would expect, but very efficient in getting into the end zone.
Devin Rivers, high snap there to Fife. Rumbles ahead for about 1.5 yards on the first down run. Third Rivers, that legendary family we told you about. The first commit Rivers was, and we see more on Fife in the class of 23 recruiting class here at Fresno State.
And the only freshman on the 2 deep on offense, which tells you what this offensive coaching staff thinks about him. Legacy player, brother in the NFL for the LA Rams, father, one of the all-time leading rushers here in Bulldog history.
Second down for Fife. Rivers again. Breaks a tackle. Devin Rivers. First down and then some. And a nice run for Fresno State. Very quick. Gets through traffic. Stopped by Josh Baca. A gain of 14. There is a flag down in the backfield. This could come back.
Holding, number 78. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
There's Mar Velez, the senior from Lost Hills, California. 300-pounder is the guilty party.
Velez, the walk-on in 2019. You'll see it there. Just reaching out and grabbing. Really unnecessary. I don't know if they were going to tackle Darren Rivers, but it's just very unfortunate. You saw why they're excited about him. The ability to burst, hide behind that big offensive lineman.
Jake Bouse, tight end. To the right of the QB Fife here, but it's run time for Jeff Tedford. Doesn't want to maybe run the score up anymore. Rivers stays busy. He's been the man here in this drive. Gets to the 44. Stopped there by Stretch Carroll, defensive end of Kent State. Jeff Tedford told us yesterday, see the numbers in non-league play, very good. Plus 500 on that. Thinks this team, all 3 phases, could be really special. Now he's a week-by-week guy. He's an old-school guy. He's not going to get ahead of himself. Timeout here called by Kent State. But we can say it. Fresno State's got potential for a big season. Should be ranked in the AP Top 25 on Monday. Their ARV also receiving votes this week. Timeout in Fresno. Fun night for all the fans here. Valley Children's Stadium, Fresno State campus. This was spectacular, Dante. Still impressed by the reverse worm.
It looks like a workout.
Five for the offense, third down. Gonna run with it. Fife looking for the sticks, got there and was hit. Looked like it was close to being out of bounds. Fresno State fans would like a plus 15 on a late hit. Don't see a flag. DJ Miller did push him out of bounds from his cornerback spot. Good pickup, though, again for Logan Fife. Gave him 16. Give Fresno State another first down.
And it looked like Logan Fife had it made up in his mind on the drop back that he was going to take off and go for it with his legs for that first down. And that should be a penalty. DJ Miller clearly hit him late out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought it was late too. No flag this time. First down, Rivers feature back. Devin Rivers stays busy. Pushing the pile forward, keeps the legs turning, gets to the 26 for Fresno State. Gain of 2. True freshman from Brentwood, California. Dad Ron played here between 91 and 93, one of the all-time greats. Then Ronnie between 17 and 2021. Now the Rams, as Dante talked about. Big-time legacy for Devin Rivers. Sometimes that's a lot of pressure, though. Live up to your brother and your dad. It was so good. Second down, Fife. The mesh keeps it. And track down. And sent down, Baca. That's the tackle. There's gain of 4 for Fife.
It looked to me like there was miscommunication in the backfield there, and Fife just decided to take it and take what he could get on the edge there. But these aren't garbage minutes. These are minutes where you want your young players to come out and execute at a high level.
On third down, Boust, the tight end, has the catch. Nope, dropped it. It's incomplete. Looked like the slant would convert yet another first down for Fresno State. Fourth down here. Coach Tedford is thinking about a field goal with Lynch.
Kylie Sanders reading the quarterback there and arriving with ill intentions. The Purdue transfer.
It's a good play.
Making his awareness known in the middle of the defense. I would probably do the same if you would continue to throw the ball and you're up 40 points.
Bill Lynch had a school record tying 5 field goals at Arizona State last week. This one, good again. Continues a big season from 40, 3 more points. First non-touchdown drive of the game, but it's more points for the home team. Big lead for Fresno State. Coming up next, join our team in the studio. They break down today and tonight's gridiron gameplay with highlights from around the nation. Keep it here for Inside College Football on CBS Sports Network. Your Buckeyes a huge win in South Bend. Texas wins again. Colorado loses. Big stories. Undefeated group of 5 schools. There's Fresno State about to go 4-0 to join Georgia State, James Madison Air Force, and the Mountain West Perfect. Liberty, new to Conference USA. Marshall beat Virginia Tech. Sun Belt home win today. That's big. Not easy in G5 to go and beat 2 Power 5 teams the way Jeff Tedford has done already this year with wins at Purdue and Arizona State. He's made a living of doing that for years here at Fresno State. Lynch has had a busy night. McCray watches that go through the end zone for a touchback. 12-game win streak. Beginning the year, Jeff Tedford and Fresno State behind only Troy, and since Troy has lost, Georgia won again today over UAB, so they've won 21 in a row. The last loss for Jeff Tedford's team, Dante, October 8th at Boise State. Lost by 20. Avenged that game in the Mountain West Championship. They haven't lost for 350 days.
Yeah, and they ran off 9 consecutive last year. 3 games this year, and this one 4. But once you consecutively win games, it gives you a nice flavor in your mouth that you really don't want to lose. And they came out with the hair on fire tonight, efficient in offense and defense.
So as we talked about over the season at Ross State, West Lafayette, Indiana, against the Boilers in the Big Ten. What a game this was. Fresno State rallied late. Look at the catch by Brooks. On the back shoulder fade, 39-35 at Purdue. Then a couple weeks later, 3-pick performance from Carlton Johnson. 29-0 shutout win against Arizona State in Tempe. 2 Power 5 road wins. Flag down here, and a certain top 25 ranking next week. It's a good season.
Illegal snap, number 68, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Penalty on Bryan. Nick Bryan, sophomore, Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania. Fresno State started 1-4 last year. 4-game losing streak before things totally turn around for Jeff Tedford's team. Jalen Thomas, redshirt senior, Colorado State transfer. So more on that since 21. How about that, Dante?
It was very impressive, especially that Purdue game. Mikey Keene, young quarterback, showed that he had the clutch gene, bringing them back late in that game.
Sure did.
And then the incredible win over Arizona State. The defense stepping up, being opportunistic, and coming away with a record-setting 8 turnovers. I just still can't wrap my head around that. 8 turnovers in one game. And there was more. There was other balls on the ground and fumble opportunities that they didn't retrieve. And Kyle Coyle, their defensive coordinator, talked about it. He said he doesn't know. Well, he did. He said he was a part of a game where they had 11 turnovers before.
He was an assistant at Holy Cross. They had an 11 turnover game. Kevin Coyle. It's just amazing. Punt situation here again. Josh Smith's had a busy night. Brooks is back to receive. Fresno State gets it back way ahead. Kevin Coyle on the left there, enjoying another great defensive effort. That's 10 total points, 2 games. Pretty good. All good for Jeff Tedford for the Bulldogs tonight. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Elijah Gilliam, Dante's had himself a night. The Gill to Gilliam halfback option reception. On the ground, through the air. He's done it all for Fresno State.
He has, and to nobody's surprise, he's a player of the game. He put on his Superman cape tonight, and he was a featured player. And when his number was called, he stepped up.
3 total touchdowns. 8 drives, 8 scores for Fresno State. First 7 were touchdowns. The last a field goal from Dylan Lynch. Fife remains out there. Pitch to Devin Rivers. He'll stretch the defense toward the boundary against the bench. And got about a yard on the first down run.
If I'm Jeff Tedford, I want to see my true freshman running back, Devin Rivers, in this situation. It's not quite 4-minute situation where you want to drive the ball down, control it on the ground. But you'd like to see him get those tough yards with his Kent State Golden Flash defense loaded up with 7 and 8 in the box.
Second down. Rivers again. Tries the middle, not much this time. Stephen Daly, sophomore from Virginia, had the play. Caleb John's been busy tonight for the Mike Backer spot for Kent State.
And for this Kent State team, tonight, not many things went your way. And you can only control what you can control. And for their defense right now, when they turn that film on tomorrow or whenever they get together, you want to see 11 guys flying to the ball, playing with effort. And if you can see that, I think that Kenny Burns will be happy.
Fife on third down. Delivers over the middle. This one incomplete. And Fresno State. Flag down. Western on the backfield. Let's see about this call.
It's a very late flag.
Jordan Brown, intended receiver. First target of the game. Looking for his first catch of the season. Let's check out the marker.
Barrage of the pass, holding, number 15, defense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, an automatic first down.
Dallas Credith, the Iowa transfer. Grad student, St. Louis, Missouri native. Had 12 games in Iowa. Kent State, a lot of Power 5 transfers. Unfortunately, another penalty, and that'll be emblematic of the struggles tonight for the visitors.
Yeah, a little handsy. Can't reach out there. You have to read the stem of the receiver. You have a ref standing right in the middle of the defense. You can't do it directly in front of him. And just too many penalties. It's tough to beat a good team, good, well-coached team on the road.
Impossible, really, right?
Yeah, especially when you have to beat the opposition and beat yourself because you're making too many mistakes.
Arsenault gets his first carry of the game, stopped by Tyler Baylor. So Kent State goes right to Miami, a team that beat Cincinnati last week in the Victory Bell rivalry game, first time in many years. Ohio beat Iowa State, as Coach Burns was saying to us this week. Doesn't get any easier with a brutal non-conference schedule into tough MAC play.
It's not in. You know that physicality, effort, attention to detail, it all amps up when you get into conference play. And it's not going to get any easier for these Kent State Golden Flashes and Kenny Burns the rest of the way.
Here's Arsenault. Breaks the tackle. Breaks another. Gets to the second level. And then some. Arsenault kept on driving the legs forward, pulling tacklers for more real estate. And got a Fresno State first down. 9 more yards for Arsenault. Sophomore from Los Angeles.
Seems like anybody that they put behind that offensive line is picking up a tremendous amount of yards on the ground, and you can see them pulling those Kent State defenders with them. They have a stable of backs here, and it all starts up front with that offensive line getting a tremendous amount of push, particularly in the middle of that offensive line.
Fresno State trying for its 6th straight home win. Lost to Oregon State to begin the year last year here. It hasn't lost since at home. Arsenault carries. On first down, runs into trouble, maybe gets a yard on a first down run to the 30-yard line. Came in the second quarter. Arsenault did against Arizona State last week. Had 2 catches, 2 targets. With some injuries in the running back rotations we talked about. Malik Charad was out last week in Tempe. This is a good-looking team, Dante.
It is. They're big in the offensive and defensive lines, athletic at the skill position players, opportunistic in the secondary, and they're very veteran-led with the linebackers. This is a team that can win the Mountain West again this year.
Arsenault puts a foot in the ground. Good plant, good move. Got a couple more. Stopped there by Caleb Johns. It's gain of 3 for Jonathan Arsenault. Fresno State about 105 rushing yards a game. Not a big strength entering play tonight. They've run for 140. They passed for 370. And put up 513 total. Tremendous game from Keene. Threw for 325, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 24 of 31. I mean, you don't get more efficient with touchdown drives on your first 7 possessions. Perfect. 7-9 third down tries tonight. Third down here. Fife keeps on the mesh play. Track down. Capone Bloom knocks him out of bounds. Good play by Nick Jackalone as well, the New Mexico State transfer. Really good linebacker for Kent State.
Pat McCann and Fife was trying to catch this Golden Flash defense sleeping on that one. They expected the entire defense to bite down on the back, and he was going to keep it and walk around the edge for an easy first down before, you know, one of the only running plays, quarterback design runs. This defense was locked in, and now they put him in a 4th and medium situation.
Pat McCann watches, calls the play. Little bootleg. Fife on the move. Not going to run with it, and didn't get the necessary yardage for a first down. A turnover on downs, and yes, for the first time tonight, they don't score on the drive. The gain of 2 on that play. Caleb Johns has the stop. And Kenny Burns' team will get it back with 3:22 to go. In the 4th, you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Boots and buckles night. What? You got the hair, Dante should use the hair. It's very hard to put one of these hats on, though. We all have free hats here in the booth. Student section got the cowboy hat. You like these, Dante? It's hard to get it on, though, with a
Yeah, it's hard to get
over
on.
the headset. It just doesn't quite work, but yeehaw! Yeehaw! Is that all right?
Yeah, belts and...
You will never catch me on the Buck and Bronco, though. You watch the...
You sure you've never been on it?
Absolutely not. Go Bull Riders, just amazing. New QB in the game, Tommy Ulatowski. They call him Tommy U in Canton, Ohio, sophomore from Chicago. Coaches said it was this week best way to describe this young man, a gamer. End of the season last year, Sean Lewis's last game before going to Colorado, VOC for Dion. Not going to bowl game. They needed a big rally. Tommy came in, won the game for him late, and they got the victory to finish out 5-7 last year. They love this kid.
Yeah, and came from behind for start the game as a third string quarterback, and beat Buffalo.
Tommy Yu on the carry. He's going to lose some yardage.
And that Bulldog defense is still playing hard. It's a testament to their character and what Coach Jeff Tedford built in this program.
Out of San Diego, Ezra Christensen had that last tackle. Kent State started the drive, had 23 yards of total offense in the half. Now it's 20 because they're going backwards on this drive. Rough second half. Good for Kevin Coyle, defensive coordinator here at Fresno State, to be sure. Third down and long. That play with Thomas is going nowhere. It goes backwards again. Another loss of a yard, and Christensen makes the play. One more time as the clock ticks away on what will be win number 13 in a row for Fresno State. Second to Georgia's 21 in a row for the nation's top win streak.
And I'll say all in all, Jeff Tedford has to be satisfied with what he's seen from his offense, defense, and special teams tonight. Young quarterback continuing to make plays. Very efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Defense didn't get any turnovers tonight, but they did fly around.
Trying to keep the ball away from the dangerous Erik Brooks, who remains out to return. Since 1990, Fresno State has only had 4 perfect non-conference seasons. And they're about to go 4-0 to wrap up non-con play before the Mountain West starts against Nevada. Struggling rebuild there. That should be win. Wyoming is always tough at 7,200 feet. I mean, that possibly in that screen there is some more perfection for Fresno State.
It looks like it could be a possible perfect season for this Fresno State Bulldogs team. And Wyoming next week. Then you get into the meat of the Mountain West schedule. But right now, these Bulldogs are in the driver's seat.
Victory formation here for Fife to finish this game out. 38 new players on the Fresno State roster. As Jeff Tedford reminded us yesterday, forget last year and the great finish with the Kimmel Bowl win over Washington State. It's all about 2023. And I'll tell you what this team is about, Dante. They are talented. Very strong contender to repeat as Mountain West champs.
And they've shown that they can win games in multiple ways. If they have to run the ball to win games, can they rely on Mikey Keene to throw the ball around, or they can rely on their defense, getting turnovers, being an attack style of defense, getting after quarterbacks, dictating what they will allow a quarterback to do and an offense to do. And they continue to play this well, continue to stay healthy, the sky's the limit for this Bulldog team.
Second to Georgia's 21 in a row. Make it a lucky 13th straight for Fresno State. 350 days since they've lost the game. And with outstanding offense, cashing in their first 8 possessions and a lockdown defense, Mikey Keene and company have taken this one easily to move to 4-0. Expect the Bulldogs to be ranked on Monday in the AP Top 25. We'll hear from winning head coach Jeff Tedford when we return to Fresno, California. Elijah Gilliam and company. Awesome at home tonight.